How's it going on? We are back with another episode of Living Truth in Troubled Time. And today we are with a very special guest on a very special episode. I'm here with a good friend, Jeff Regen. He's a brother in Christ and he's an awesome person. And he's going to start off by introducing himself with his testimony today.
Like you said, I'm Jeff Regen. I've been in the church my whole life with my family, but I didn't really know what it was like to follow Christ fully and to surrender fully. It wasn't until I got hooked up with cell group and my cell group leaders. It's like a youth group led by college students. But it wasn't until my ninth grade year we went on a mission trip to Dallas or Memphis, I guess. Um, and I was just dead in my sin. I was very caught up in the world, and I didn't know where to turn to until I met with a couple of the leaders that were on the trip with me. And they really just laid it all out what it means to follow Christ and to be saved from my sin. And then from then on, I've been trying to live my life according to Christ and as well as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome. Honestly, Jeff's an awesome guy. And I was super excited to do this because he's a athlete. Like he's a D1 player that is amazing at so many things, but he still keeps God number one in his life, and that's why I think it's so important for a lot of people of youth today to watch this as well. Because I mean, I look at my youth, and I wanted to be a D1 athlete. I wanted to go and do big things, but football got in the way of God. And Jeff's a great example of putting God first and continuing on his life in faith, but also being amazing at sports. I mean, going into sports, we had an awesome year of football.
Yeah,
I that truly. We
yeah,
look at our season, and it was just like
it was
you look back
fun.
and you smile.
Yeah,
And I mean, you're just an amazing player. I can
thank you.
honestly say that probably one of the best players I've ever seen in my life. But you keeping God at the center is just something I admire because that's something I struggle with as a player. That's something where I had to let football go at some point because it ruined my relationship. So just how did you continue to keep God so strong in your faith while still being so great at football and continuing to work it every single day?
For sure. I think the biggest thing for me is prayer. I think just prayer and constantly humbling myself
Yeah.
and realizing that football is not the end all be all, that there's more to life than football and football end, but God is eternal. And I think just constant prayer in that and just asking God to deliver me from the desire of football over God, that I don't make it an idol.
Mm.
I think a lot of a lot of the humility aspect of it was the biggest part for me because like sometimes the accolades and the attention can kind of go to your head
Yeah.
and stuff. So I think trying to limit that and trying to just stay focused on God was probably the biggest aspect of it all. And it's definitely challenging, but I think if that's really what you want, then you can do it. It's
Yeah.
just all about what you want and where your heart's at.
Mm.
So definitely a heart posture is huge.
Yeah. That's huge. That's big. And like honestly, like looking back, there's so many high and stressful like times this season. Like
Yeah,
we had crazy,
yeah,
crazy games this season. Like
yeah.
the Rogers Mounties were awesome this year. I would say that. And really we're probably the best team. I would say that to the day I die. But
Yeah.
there were so many stressful times. And I think when I was on that sideline, I could look out and I could see you. I mean, for me personally, I would see you take a breath. And like it was just you were, constant, steadfast
Hmm.
the whole entire game. Every play. No matter if it was the last 3 seconds of the game and it was depending on you to score or not score, or if it was the first quarter and it was a simple run play. You were the same player day in, day out, practice, game, every way. So how did you just always stay that consistent?
I think for me, at the end of the day, win or lose, God remains the same.
Mm.
I think no matter if you win a certain amount of games, lose a certain amount of games, God will love you. I think just remembering that helps you kind of set your heart and mind at ease. Like there's a lot of worry and like a lot of stress in those moments, but like it's not end all be all. Like I said earlier, like if you lose, you lose. Like that's not gonna distance you from God at all. So I think just that confidence in God being the same and being steadfast in that, it was really helpful. Being able to rely on something that's not changing.
Yeah, that's it's a fair take on it. That's a great way to think about it, especially since like me watching them, like you could tell that like you were the same every play.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm gonna show them right now this highlight from the Fayetteville game we were just talking about, and what do you think about in those plays? Like, I would watch you. I have no idea because I never made big show plays like that. But the play you guys are watching right now, that was just an average game. Like that you're gonna expect that from Jeff every game. You're gonna expect a 70-yard run from a quarterback, which is like not normal.
Yeah.
And just like when you would break, like let's be real, you would always have a guy on you. There's
Mhm.
always somebody that's gonna be there to block you or to try to stop you every time. You had a spy on you.
Yeah.
But like when you made one of those highlight plays, what's going through your head? Like you break for that first guy, and you're like,
Mhm.
oh, there's room, there's here we
Yeah.
go. Like what's going through your head in those moments?
Um, just run. Don't get tackled. I mean, there's not really many thoughts when I'm running. Um, I think I just try to. It's more instinctual. A lot of it's like just run. Like
Mm-hmm.
don't get tackled. Like you got to score. And like once I see open field, then it's like, oh yeah, like this is gonna be a touchdown. Like
Yeah,
it's not much thought behind it.
mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah. Hey, you got the 99 yarder though. Hey, should we shout
Hey,
that out?
that did happen once. I
Yeah, don't
did
let
get a
him
99
discredit
yard
himself
touchdown
now.
as a quarterback. I mean, it was a slow 99 yards, but it did happen. I
Uh,
mean, it's just like those plays are awesome. And
I
like the fact that
know.
you did that almost every game. I'm pretty sure you
Yeah,
had one of those, popped one of those. I mean, once a game almost.
yeah.
And just like for that pressure to be on you. Like I know that's like awesome to look at and like, oh yeah, he does that every game, but like it had to. I know you don't really accept that pressure a lot, but
Hmm.
that had to have a little bit of pressure on you. So like before games, how did prepare yourself? Because let's be real, Arkansas football is different than a lot of football. Like
Oh
we
yeah,
had a game packed with what 10,000 people, and then there
yeah,
was 20,000 people watching.
yeah.
How do you prepare yourself mentally? And obviously, you're always prepared physically, but how do you
Hmm.
prepare yourself mentally before you walk out there? Because let's be real, we had a lot of emotional guys on the team,
Yeah.
guys that were key to our team, but you were always like I said, you were steadfast, same player every time. But like before games, what was the difference maker that really had you not worrying when you walked out there?
Definitely prayer. A lot of prayer. Um, and breathing. I would really focus on my breathing and calm my heart down. Because if you have a steady heart, you have a steady mind,
Mm.
and I believe that full heartedly. But yeah, definitely a lot of prayer. Just like God be with me. Because if God's with me in those moments, and there's no moment too big, and
Yeah.
there's no amount of people that will make you nervous. Like if you're with God, then you're good. And so I think just relying on that fact and being like full trust in that, I think
Mm-hmm.
really helped a lot. And having like my guys with me that would encourage me and everything, like that's huge.
Yeah.
So definitely
Yeah. I mean, our football team was. We had so many
that.
guys, and
I know.
it was honestly, I think this year we were so united. Like
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
probably the biggest thing this year. I think it helped us so much. Is like there was never a play we doubted any guy on
Mm-mm.
the field. Like
Yeah.
we knew every guy out there was, if he wasn't the best, but he was gonna give it 100%.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like I personally think that God helped a lot with that.
Yeah.
Um, I think that the amount of prayer like that we did outside of like not even
Yeah.
with the team, but like outside of that, just for the team and just like bringing guys up. I think God was in that room, even though not everyone on that team was fully faithful. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
And like I prayed for all those guys, and I think it was
Hmm.
honestly an awesome season because just how united we were.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna look back at that season every time, even though we fell short, sadly,
Yeah.
which always stings. We look back and smile because we just had an awesome year.
Yeah.
Like just playing, having fun. I think every game was so much fun.
Yeah.
Every big play, like you would have the energy of like a nation on that sideline. Not even the
Yeah.
stands. Like the stands were crazy, like
Yeah.
but just the nation and have that sideline there. And so, you know, you're obviously very successful. Like
Hmm.
you this last summer, you got an offer from Air Force, and
Hmm.
then you committed that offer. You know that you're currently committed to Air Force, which is awesome. Congratulations on that. It's like
Like
big accomplishment, obviously
yeah.
in a lot of ways. But you also have a lot more. Like you just got Arkansas Player of the Year,
Hmm.
and that's even bigger. I mean,
Yeah.
they're saying you're the best athlete in every division on every team.
Hmm.
You are the best.
Yeah.
And so, how do you not let these accolades get to your head? I know, like often, like, you can look at a lot of guys and it gets to their head and
Yeah.
messes them up. It actually leads them away from faith. The success they prayed for
Yeah.
leads them away from, who they were praying to, who
Yeah.
they're who they're honoring and worshiping. So how do you let that not get to your head and keep you, straightforward towards God always?
I think for me, it's just remembrance of like this gift isn't mine.
Hmm.
Like there's nothing I do of my own power.
Okay.
Like if it wasn't for God, I couldn't be doing any of this and having the chance for any of these accolades or anything. So like it's not even my gift to begin with. So
Hmm.
I shouldn't be prideful about it.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing in me that I've done that deserves anything worth pride.
Hmm.
And so I think that's a huge thing. And like the awards are cool and everything, but like they fade, like they don't last. And so I think just remembering that, like they're finite and it's not worth much in the end. I
Hmm.
mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool for a little bit and
Yeah.
everything, but it fades. It doesn't last. It's just it doesn't satisfy. So I definitely think that just remembering that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I can look at so many examples of just people failing and falling from faith because it's never enough. Like that, you're so
Yeah,
right with that. Like no award of this earth is going to be enough to gratify your soul because
yeah,
it's just nothing's great unless it's heavenly, like as it
exactly.
says in the
Yeah,
Bible. And I think it's so important to look at and remember, is because like just for everyone to know that is like nothing of this earth is comparable to what
yeah.
God has for us and what He wants planned for us and the love He has for us even.
Mhm,
And I think that's awesome. And so obviously, like I said before, you're committed Air Force, and so you have
mhm.
a big step ahead of you these next couple of months and this next year. You'll
Yeah.
be playing in college.
Mhm.
So what are you most excited about? But what are you also kind of like prepared for in the sense like you might run into something. So like, what are you preparing yourself for as well?
I think definitely just preparing for like new obstacles. It's a lot of stuff I haven't seen before. I mean, going to college it's a different
Hmm.
beast. So I think just preparing for the unknown, just being able to adapt to anything. And I think that just it goes back to God, just being grounded in that. I think being able to let God have all of you. I mean, you'll be fine in any situation. So I just learning to let it all to Him, give it all to Him, and kind of just relaxing a little bit because a
Hmm.
lot of worry comes with the unknown.
Yeah.
And so I definitely think just stepping back a little bit, taking a breath, and being able to rely on Him more, so that I'm able to adapt when it comes time to the college experience and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like definitely big. Hearing
Yeah,
everyone talk about college is like a different animal to
yeah,
completely. And I definitely am praying for you because
thank
I hope for the best for you always. You're a
you.
brother to me, and I know that you're gonna, no matter who you face, you're gonna look at them head on, and you're gonna keep pushing forward because you're just that type of guy
Hmm.
and that type of football player. Because I mean, with your athletics, who's gonna stop you? But I just think it's awesome that you have that mentality because you look at a lot of guys today, and like they'll
Yeah.
put on the mask of saying, "Hey, I'll glory to God," and then
Hmm.
they'll go out and someday and they will not represent God. Like
Yeah.
they'll go and they'll glorify the world in a way of, lust or partying or oh, I'm gonna go celebrate this win by
Yeah.
going partying and like
Yeah.
it's awesome to see you hold your standards so high because not only does that help yourself, but it also helps players around you.
Yeah.
I think there's so many people today that look up to you in the sense that like you might not go and do the partying and the earthly things, but you're still happy.
Yeah.
You don't get your happiness from this world; you get your happiness from God.
Hmm.
And even though like you win everything, like you win everything, like literally, let's be real. Like, and at least in high school and in Arkansas, you've won almost any award that you can win,
Hmm.
but you don't get your happiness from that. You get your happiness from the Lord. And I think a lot of
Exactly.
people look at that and just like I want some of that, like
Yeah.
which is a good thing
Yeah.
to look at it like that because you're helping others by just how you walk, like
Hmm.
not even by like talking to them, but you just
Yeah.
do that by how you act and just how you hold yourself every day, which
Hmm.
is awesome. And I think that's one of the things that you do so well for football players,
Hmm.
for Christians, and just people who look up to you. Is just in the sense that you grow and in the Lord, and you get your happiness from that, and people want that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's awesome. So, kind of going further in this, kind of going into more your faith aspect.
Yeah.
Cell group's amazing.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
yeah.
love cell group. As you guys know, my testimony, I moved here about a year and a half ago, and this guy was one of the biggest helps of my moving. And he brought me into cell group, and cell group's awesome.
Love cell group.
It helps us so much. But what has that group of guys, done for you in the sense that, like, how have they helped you grow? How have they helped you, learn more about your faith, but also learn
Yeah.
about others' faith? So how has cell group done that in your life for that?
I definitely think following God can be lonely sometimes, and cell group provides like a community of guys that you can like talk to and just rely on. And I think that's probably been the biggest thing for me, just finding a group that doesn't lead me into the sins of the world,
Mm.
but it's a good godly community where we can talk about our struggles, we can talk about our joys and everything. I definitely think that's been a huge role for me, and kind of seeing how like they struggle with the same things and kind of how they handle it and learning from each other so that you can like better adapt to your sinful temptations, like everything going on. And like the older dudes, like they've been through it, so they know like what you're going through. And so being able to ask them for guidance and help, it's huge. Just having an asset in every corner.
Mm.
So I definitely recommend a small group or a cell group for sure.
Yeah, I've talked about it on here as well as like it's important to have stages, not stages, but groups
Yeah.
of in your life. Like
Mhm.
I always said, the church group is important. The
Yeah.
church itself is important to have because that's
Yeah.
like where you learn. It's where you realize that you're not the head, and that's where you're kind of like putting yourself down in the sense that, you know, I think every pastor, I think every person on this earth should realize that they're not the head master. They don't know everything, and they
Yeah.
should always learn from someone. I think you should have a
Mhm.
church, and you should have a small group, which is a group of guys, group of people that you can always open up to. But then I've always said this that there should be a really small group where
Yeah.
like what we have,
Mhm.
and in our discipleship group
Yeah.
is just a small group that you truly can say anything. Like
Yeah.
you can really say anything to them, and they will understand. They'll help you, and I think that's probably the most important group in my opinion. I
Yeah.
think small groups great. I think it's amazing, and I'll to the day I die, I will go to a small group.
Yeah.
But that's that discipleship group, that group of 3 people in my life that I go to every week. I was like, I need that. Like
Yeah.
I like that is like
Yeah.
a must every week. And
Mhm.
those other 2 guys will definitely be on here at some point. I promise you that. But uh, that is just so important. I feel like to us because like that's
Yeah.
just a space where we get to grow with each other. I feel like,
Yeah.
but then we also get to learn from each other.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like a trade in a sense where it's like
Mhm.
you can open up, you can help someone that's opening up. Like there's just
Yeah.
so much opportunity there, and just in that small group where you
Mhm.
can help each other.
Yeah.
And so, going further into your faith, like just what's a verse that's carried you recently, or just like in your life, you just look at it, it's like you lean on in a way of where it just helps you.
As of late, it's been Psalms 73:26.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't remember it fully yet, but it's basically saying God is your portion. God will be your heart, and I think just like having hope in that, it provides a lot of hope because sometimes temptation and all that, it gets hard. Like there's a lot of stuff that goes on, a lot of battles, and sometimes it's easy to lose hope. So I definitely think that verse has been very good to me lately, just knowing that God is there and He'll be my portion forever. So
Yeah, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I think verses in your life are so amazing. Like putting
yeah,
verses on your heart.
yeah,
Like if somebody songs say that, and a lot of people don't understand what that means. It's
yeah,
like having that verse when you feel down or when you feel tempted. Like honestly, like that's what I think it is. Like what goes to your what when you are being attacked in a way.
yeah,
Like there's always a verse that pops in my head. Like the verse I have on my body,
hmm,
as you know, is like
yeah,
it's like Mark 10:27. For me, it's like I can win any battle if I let God do it. Like I
yeah,
can't do it myself, but God can win that battle. And for you,
exactly,
it's like that's amazing. The verse like God is what you need. You don't need anything else to
yeah,
satisfy you, and like that's the biggest thing you need in your life.
yeah,
And that's a thing that a lot of people search for as Christians. I think they've
hmm,
reached too far as like, oh, God's not enough. I need a little bit more, and
yeah,
then you're off the deep end. Because
Yeah.
God, He wants you to run towards Him, but He doesn't want you to run too fast because then you can end up tripping and falling
Yeah.
off the beaten path.
Exactly.
I think that's awesome. So, top back into the football. We had an awesome year,
Yeah.
as we said a couple times. We also finished the year off
Yeah.
with a dagger, and it
Brutal.
did suck. It did suck for us, but I think it was also a learning thing for us.
Mhm.
A learning teaching lesson for the team,
Yeah.
but as well as like that was an awesome game.
Yeah, it was a fun game.
And just like I mean, I'll let you, do talking a little bit about that game, but like that game was honestly probably the most fun I've had.
Yeah.
Compared to the Fable game's close. We'll go
Favorite
to the
game was
Fable
fun.
game after, but you could describe how that game went for us and what was fun about it because you were probably the biggest MVP of that game and despite the loss.
No, that was a fun game. Bryant, if you don't know, they're really good. D1 players everywhere. A lot of Arkansas, Oklahoma commits. Um, and it's fourth quarter. We're up. We're up 2 scores with a minute 30 to go. Um, and then they go down there. They go down there and score pretty quickly. And so like, all right, we still got time. We're up a touchdown, and then we don't get the first down. It's like, oh crap, kind of brutal. And then
Ugh,
and then the play
the play, yep.
play happened. We tried to go for a fake punt, and it didn't work out. And mind you, we're on our own like 45 around
Yeah,
there,
45.
and so they have like was it a
I
minute?
think it was
Less,
like 45 seconds they had.
yeah, something like 45 seconds to go from our 40 to the touchdown to tie the game up, and they ended up doing it.
Yeah.
They got it, and so we ended up going to OT. We got the ball first. We scored. We got the 2 point, and then they went and scored, and then their 2 point
Very controversial.
controversial.
Even though we messed up the play in the
Yeah,
fourth quarter,
but
very controversial score in the 2 point.
controversial,
But
but they got it, and then we got the ball game. We didn't score.
no, they
No,
went first.
they
That
went
time.
first,
Yep.
and then they scored, and then we didn't end up scoring the second time.
Yeah, and that was
And
it.
then
And that was
double
it.
OT loss in the semis. It's brutal.
Yeah,
But Brian is they're really good.
yeah.
I mean, they got a lot of good players out there. So props to them. Definitely, those guys are really cool too.
Mhm.
So it was just a really fun game. Really nice kids on both teams, but it was really fun. But heartbreaker.
Crushing loss. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I can honestly say though, like after that game, I wasn't like sad because
Yeah.
for at least for I think me and you can agree
Yeah.
because like we don't hold football as high as in our life as
Yeah.
others. Is that it's just we didn't feel as sad for the game. Like, we didn't let it change our mood in
Yeah.
a way, and I think it's important to do that because if you let that game sway your feelings, for one, it's going to affect how you play. I think that's
Yeah.
why you play so great every play is that the game doesn't affect how you feel
Yeah.
because it doesn't hold that you don't hold it as high in your life
Exactly.
as other people do. And I think it's important for all athletes, young, old, is to not hold football as high. You can be competitive. Jeff's very competitive. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
But you can be competitive, but just don't hold it so high in your life that it sways your feelings because that's going to sway your play. And then it's like, I always like to tell people, have God be your foundation in that game because God's going to be the same through and through every play,
Mhm.
and you're going to be the same through and through every player and play your best,
Yeah.
which I think is so important. But on the brighter side of games, let's go to that,
Yeah.
is probably the most fun game winner I've ever seen in my
Yeah.
life.
That
I
was
mean,
awesome.
awesome. And it was the play we watched earlier as part of that game, Fayetteville.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a absolutely amazing game.
Yeah.
I would go back and I would live in that moment 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
That was so fun.
So, like, how about you go into that game or, like, what were you feeling that game? You did amazing that game. I think we got stopped once on offense.
Yeah.
You'd played probably one of your best games that game.
Yeah.
So, like,
It was a pretty good game.
how was that for you that game?
It was really fun actually. I mean, playing Fayetteville is always fun.
Mhm.
They got some dudes over there too. But yeah, the rivalry is pretty good over there. But yeah, we offense had a pretty good game. I think we had 3 less possessions than them
Yeah,
too.
because they have the 2 onside.
Yeah, so that was brutal. But we're up 21 at the beginning of the third quarter. Because we're up 2 scores going into halftime, and then we came out and got the ball again, scored again. So we're up 21. And then, do they score and then get 2 onside?
I thought we were up 21.
Then we score again.
No, then they got the ball. They got the ball coming out of half, I thought. And
No, we did.
We did?
Yeah, we double dipped.
Okay, so then maybe they scored 1 touchdown. And we were up, we were up 21-14.
Yeah.
And then we scored, and then we were up 28-14.
Going into half.
No. Coming out of the half.
No, because we're up 21 third quarter.
That's what I'm saying. We were up to we
got the ball first half. So it was 28-14 at half.
Yeah.
And then third quarter we scored again.
I'm pretty sure it was 21-14 at going. No, 21 7 going into half. Wait, what were we up by 3 scores? I don't remember. Whatever.
We were up. We
were up. And then they got 2 onside.
2 onside, tied the game up. And then we drove down. Scored to go up. So we go up. And so we're up 7. And they still got some time left. And then they end up scoring. So it's 56-55.
Yeah, with what, 13 seconds left? It was like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it was less than 10. And me and Sam were right next to each other on the sideline. And I was like, Sam, watch this. We're going to block the kick. And shout out Hunter Dickey, man. That boy jumps over the line and blocks the kick. And then we end up winning.
Oh my God.
And that was just surreal. That was because we haven't beat.
No, we haven't beat Fayetteville since what, 2018 was it?
We beat them a couple years ago, but we never beat them and West in the same year.
Yes, yeah, we never done that, and we beat West this year.
So that was awesome.
Dude, when he blocked that, dude,
I know.
I can barely remember that, but oh my gosh, I was running around.
I was on the Bulldog celebrating.
That was I don't know how we didn't get a penalty.
Yeah, I mean half the team was in the middle of the field.
We were running everywhere.
I know.
But that was
awesome.
Insane. That was just that really shows the season. That reflects the season a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that was even the pinnacle of the season,
Mm-mm.
but that reflects the season in so many ways.
Just the grit. And
just the
everything. Those guys.
Every play.
Yeah.
I mean, look at last year. I feel like we would have been, when they would have scored that, we would have been just depressed, down, momentum down. But I feel like we believed in each other so much that even on a extra point, we knew we were
we got it.
We got a guy out there.
Shout out Hunter Dickey again.
He's gonna go. He's gonna block that, and we're gonna go win this game.
Yeah.
Dude, just amazing season and just amazing players. Honestly, to look at.
Yeah.
And obviously, you have a future ahead of you, and we're praying for you so much in that. And this community is also praying for you. But we're gonna pray this video out. It was awesome talk with you, Jeff, and we're just gonna make sure we pray for you guys and Jeff's future and just as a whole of the world. So let's just pray together and end out this video. Dear Heavenly Father, I just pray today that people watching this can see Jeff and they can just grow from his testimony, from his faith, and they can just see him and want to have what you have, Lord. That's that to have faith like Jeff and just grow their own faith from him, that they can look at his story, and as athletes, they can grow towards you, God, and they can be steadfast through every play, and their emotions can be even through the whole entire time, and they can just be happy no matter what, knowing that you are with them, and they can play their best as Jeff does every single play. Lord, I just pray for the world and his healing, and I just pray for everyone to have faith, and I pray for everyone watching this to just be faithful to Christ always. In your name I pray, amen.
Amen.
So that is the episode. I thank Jeff again for coming on today. It was awesome. It was a great day to record. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.